Okay, so time to do good and for your planner. Yay! Alhamdulillah, may Allah make it greatly, greatly, greatly beneficial to you guys and also to myself because I am definitely using it. Alhamdulillah. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalam ala rasulillah. So, this is just the month of Shawwal. And for you planner is actually an annual planner, and it's going to be it's going to go from one Ramadan to the next. So it's going to start in Shawwal, which is the first Islamic month after the month of Ramadan, which is the 10th month in the Hijri calendar. um, I realized that a lot of us are not connected to the Islamic calendar because we work mostly with the Gregorian calendar. So in my coaching, I try to include the Islamic calendar so that we're connected because this is our deen, right? Our deen is so connected to that. I mean, there's a dua for sighting the new moon. We have a lot of ibadah attached to the Islamic calendar. So I think since I am coaching from an Islamic perspective, it was important for me to do this planner based on the Islamic calendar. Now, of course, you can put in um, next to the slot. So this is a month at a glance, and you could put in, the Gregorian numbers, fill it out. So instead of doing the opposite, like right now I'm looking at a calendar that, a Muslim company gave us, and they have the Gregorian calendar as the primary calendar, and then they have the Islamic calendar is like in the background. Well, and for you, time to do good now planner, it's going to be the opposite. So you'll have the Gregorian calendar you could fill in the background, but mostly I want you to focus on the Islamic calendar. Okay. So the month of Shawwal, I just give you headlights every month. You'll have like a few headlights here as like to what I want you to focus on in that specific Islamic month. So in the month of Shawwal, we all know that the 6 days of fasting, there's a Ramadan makeup days if you can, especially if you follow the opinion that you should pay your debt before you add the bonus of the 6 days. And then also trying to keep that Ramadan momentum going because this was like boot camp for us and we need to take advantage of it and use some of these good habits we built in this month of Ramadan moving forward. So, in the month, you also have the 3 white days. This is supposed to be a full moon with clouds. It didn't really come out very clearly, but this is the moon, okay, full moon. So, the white days, which are from the Sunnah, they are the days of fasting. And mashallah, my beautiful sister Latifa, she was known for these days. Like we didn't even have to look at the calendar. If she was fasting, we knew the 3 white days were in. And she died actually at the beginning of the 3 white days or during the 3 white days, something like that. It was just really amazing. So yes, so may that sunnah witness for her. So you have them, and so you will know like when they are. And then this is of course tentative because we have to cite the moon. That's why I put here dates are approximate. Please check with your local masjid for confirmation. But it might be that we have Eid on Thursday. Okay, could be Wednesday, but it might be Thursday. And so if it's like a day off, you could just change it, inshallah. No big deal. This I really absolutely like, right? Top task at a glance. Okay, so for instance, I took some things out, but I left some personal things. So let's say you have the whole month of Shawwal. Okay, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, you have all the so Shawwal, let's say it starts on a Thursday, Eid Fitr. And then I put down like you're just gonna put down the main thing that you want to get done that day, and then you'll be able to see in the week what are the main things you want to get done that week, right? So I know that particular week, okay, this I took out some of the personal things, but I'm actually going out of town on Sunday. So I told myself Saturday I definitely needed to clean up the house and declutter and all of that and get the house ready for the traveling, right? So I have that in mind. And then here, this particular week, I will be at my mother's, inshallah. And so there's a few things that I want to make sure I get done. And so that's what's there. And then here, I know the third week, um, I want to start making up my Ramadan fast. Um, And then I have here, this is the main thing. This is a coaching, the live coaching session for the membership club, and also the class, the double class with Sister Joy is starting. So I want to make sure that it's really something that I see. So I have that at a glance, top task at a glance, and this is really helpful. So I have it in my planner, and it's just like really, really helpful. I can just glance at it and say, oh, this is what's coming up in Shawwal. And for some of the things where I really want to put a date, like for instance, I think I had on Sunday going back to New York and I put June 5th. So I did put a particular date, like if I want to put a particular date, but you don't have to. So this is yours. This is for you to fill out. And then the daily planner. I love, love, love my daily planners. I've been using quite a few of them. And so what I did was like, okay, what is it that I like in the daily planners, and what are the things that I don't like the fact that they don't have it. And so the things I really like in daily planners that I have invested in were the top three priorities. This thing is really something that I really like to do. And I also like the fact that I have a little bit of space to add more to-dos. So that's what I did. I gave you three top and then some lines to add, you know, a few other things that you want to add, that you want to get done. Um, that are not top three, but that you really want to get done. Okay. So I also liked in the dailies the emotion mood check in, right? Because it's good when you analyze your week. Say, okay, why was I really sad? Okay, this is what happened. And so it really helps me. I do self-coaching and I coach on feelings and thoughts. And so I thought it would be really good to have those in. Inspiration quote is something that I absolutely love in my daily. And I want to have the flexibility to use whatever I want to, whether it's the ayah of Quran, whether it's a quote that I read. And I love doing that. And I really like that from another daily that I saw that I purchased actually. So I made sure I added mine in. And then having coloring the date of the week, see what day it is. I also track my meals. So breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snack, and my water. So I wanted that on my daily. So now this is where I really, I've always coached sisters to, schedule around their salah. I remember this particular sister that I coached. She was like delaying her salah. Like she's like, oh, I'm gonna go after work. I go to the gym, and then when I go home, I make up my prayers. I said, no, your prayers first, and why don't you pray at work? And so I really made it a point to tell my sisters that the salah is important, and they should be praying at work, and they should be trying to find a way to pray at work. And Alhamdulillah, Wallahi, Allah is merciful. All three sisters that really I talked to, they were able to, make arrangements to be able to pray at work. So, Wallahi, this was an amazing blessing. So now I have to make sure my salah is here, right? Because that's what I talk about. So I definitely want to make sure I put that in. And so I put in, tahajjud, fajr, and then what is it that between fajr and dhuhr that I'm going to be doing the main points, basically, right? And here, just a few points, alhamdulillah, for everything, of course, but then there may be some highlights during the day that I want to write down, and aha moments, maybe a light bulb that came on, just bullet points, right? Adjustment, because you won't have enough space to really do more than that. Any adjustment also, you could put that in. And here is really for anything that you want to track additionally. So you have about 7 days of this, and then you're gonna come to so for those who have insomnia, I have a few tips for you. And then you're coming down to journal entry. So this, as I told you, it's kind of part of your weekly review, because you're gonna go over your week and go over your dailies and check in your emotions. And then for those that really disturbed you, like, are you really sad or something, then you want to maybe write about the feelings, right? And so this is what I gave you to write about. And then also Quran journal, and having like a week one, okay, this week of Quran, like what are the highlights that I really want to, I want to document, right? And so you have, what is something new that I learned that I did not know, for instance, right? Also here, like what one ayah that really resonated this week, and all the ayah that I read, what is one that I really, really like touched me to the core. Write it in Arabic and in English. And then action steps, find some action steps that you want to take from this past week's study, and then write down some du'as, right? Okay, so then you have another week of dailies, and then again at the end of the week, you're gonna have writing about your feelings, about your Quran, another weekly, and you also have in this Shawwal planner, you have a monthly tracker that I absolutely love. I've been using it, I've been coloring in it, but before I get to it, let me tell you about this one. So the Hifdh tracker is for those who memorize Quran. So this is something that I've been doing. And so what I do is I have the new hifs, like I have the new ayah. Usually it's I try to memorize one new ayah a day. So what I do to challenge myself, but you're free to do the other way. I write down for the month, like the ayah that I want to memorize. So, the first I'm going to memorize ayah, maybe, I don't know, one, and then ayah two, and then ayah three, and then ayah four. And I will do that. And then once I do it, I would just check it. And so daily, I fill it up before I even do it as my goal. Another sister, she said she felt pressured. She prefers to put in what she did. So you could use it for that too, meaning you're gonna leave blank until you do it. So after you memorize ayah one, you're gonna put ayah one and then check it. So it's up to you. And then the revision, you're gonna select, what ayah you're gonna revise with the tafsir. I find that when you actually revise it with the word by word and tafsir, it sticks. Okay, so one side for revision, one side for new hifs. And then the brain dumping trigger list. This is a list of words that's supposed to trigger something. Like, for instance, amana. Do I have any amana? Did somebody give me something to give? Right now, I do have some amana. I have some money for Darul Tawheed that sisters have given. I have to transfer that money to my husband for Darul Tawheed. So that's amana that's in my hand. So if I put amana, yes, I have amana. But if I don't have these words to trigger the memory, then I may not remember that I have that. So those words, I just trigger words to trigger your memory. And once you put that in, once you write down whatever you have, you could actually complete it here. So, like I said, I have some money that I have to transfer. So I could just put that on the to-do list. Transfer X amount of money to Miji for Dawud Tawheed, right? So that is like the answer to the trigger list, basically. And then you could put the date so that you know when that was done. And then the weekly review is what worked, what did not work, what adjustment will I make, what's coming up this week, and some aha moment. You have 4 of them. And then you have is that the month? No, weekly still. You have a set of positive habits. So you have like 40 daily habit ideas that you could pull from if you want to build some beautiful habits. And this is really what I love doing, this habit tracker. I love it, love it, love it, love it. So you write down whatever, I think I have a sample, yeah. So you write down whatever you're trying to track or build a habit of. So let's say you're trying to read every day, right? And so you put a color, you color it. Let's say you're going to use turquoise for that. And so whenever you did it, you color it in. And when the day you didn't do it is a white space. And I absolutely love doing that. I just love how the colors, how beautiful it became as I was going through the month, especially in Ramadan. That really, really, that was like a really highlight, one of the highlights for me. And then I felt really bad on the days that I couldn't do it. Okay, so gratitude list. This is something that you could fill out throughout the month, or you could wait at the end of the month when you do your monthly review. And you just fill out, you just put in the boxes what you're really grateful for that happened that month, growth and aha moments. It's like your Alhamdulillah sheet. And then dua list is some of the du'as that you maybe want to memorize, or some of the du'as that you want to keep making after Ramadan. So I gave you a dua list, and then a monthly review. And the real sample is just for you to update. Let's say you have some debts, or people owe you, and those things change all the time. So this is like almost like an update at the end of the month. Fill it up and update it and sign it, so that people are aware of what's going on, like your loved ones, if something happens to you. So this is it. I pray that you really find it greatly beneficial. And may Allah put barakah and in our time, may our time witness for us and not against us. Wal'as. إن الإنسان لفي خسر, right? إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. So this is it. We can really plan and have beautiful intentions and make sure that we are among those, the exception, that are not in loss, and that the time witness for us and not against us. As time to do good is always now. If you have any questions, the annual journal is gonna come out, inshallah, in June. It will be released on that shop in June. And I will let you know, inshallah, if you want to purchase it. It would have, like I said, every month, every Islamic month will have some type, a little bit of different things. Like in this particular month of Shawwal, I had you look at sleep, for instance, because we're coming out of Ramadan, and a lot of us built the habit of not sleeping at night, and so you may have some insomnia at the beginning of Shawwal. So that's why I mentioned sleep in that particular month. But in the month of Dhul Qa'dah, it's a sacred month, so I have other things for you in that. In the month of Dhul Hijjah, it's the month of Hajj and the best days, and I have other things. So every month has a little bit of different things in it, inshallah. And so that is it for the year. It will be released, inshallah, in June. And I will let you know. So any questions, reach out to me, hello@alanforyou.com. Any good is from Allah, any mistake is from me, and may Allah forgive me. Subhanaka Allahumma bihamdik, ashhadu an la ilaha illa ant, wa astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.